Fox 5 Amplified, where we go behind the headlines here at Fox 5, talk with our reporters who are working on stories, find out how the stories come about and what they're working on. Carlos Salinas with us today at the table. And you did a story recently on Project Ecuador, which is spun by a lot of different things, dancing, and it's just this display that's up in this place. Tell us about it and how you came about it.
Okay, so it's Proyecto Ecuador, and basically this dancing group called Ayutushuk, they really wanted to showcase their culture. So they get together basically every week, and they get together and they just dance or they do some arts and crafts, and everything has to do with showcasing their culture because, whenever you leave your home country, they said that you can feel a type of way. You can miss where you're from without actually wanting to go back there.
Yeah.
And so they really wanted to preserve their culture. And so they went to the Winchester Dondero Cultural Center in Clark County. And so they had a whole showcase there, and it was amazing. I mean, they first put up an exhibit, and it looked beautiful. All of the things that they brought, all of these artifacts, they were from Ecuador, and it was really cool to see. But I'll get to your question. So the way that I found it was really interesting. So I ended up going to Las Vegas's Latino Honor Awards.
Yeah.
And so they were basically, they wanted to showcase exemplary Latinos in our community. And so I came across this woman. Her name was Irma Varela, and she's the project supervisor for the center. And she had a lot to do with all of these projects that have been able to be showcased there at the center. And so she works full time there at the center, and she was, honored in this way by Las Vegas. And I just thought it was really cool. I went up to her, I asked her, everything about the center, and yeah, she's so passionate when it comes to preserving culture here in Las Vegas.
She may have been the one that told you this, but in your story, there's a quote that says, "Every single thing in here is made with love." So, I mean, like you said, a lot of it comes straight from the home country, but some of it's made here, but it's made with love. It's made with wanting to show pride and show off your background.
Yeah, and I was really surprised because so when I reached out to Irma and I was like, "Hey, can we make this happen tomorrow?" So I kind of gave
As
her
we
a
always
day's
do, yeah.
I kind of gave her a day's notice. She's like, "Let me reach out to Proyecto Ecuador and see if they can get anybody over here." Well, to my surprise, I saw a whole group of people, maybe like 6 or 7 people, all just wanting to share their love for their home, where they came from. And all of them spoke with so much love, and they even told me that you don't even have to be from Ecuador to join their group. All they want is to show off and
Yeah.
to show it off, and they talk with so much passion and so much love. And there was this one man there, he was a little bit older, and as I was speaking to the group, they were like, he's the one that brought all of these little artifacts and all of this art straight from Ecuador.
Wow.
So yeah, he was able to make that happen.
Yeah, they were saying they were looking for volunteers, and the only desire you had to have was like the desire to learn.
Exactly.
Not be Ecuadorian, but just come in and want to learn.
Exactly. And even the dancing, because you can see in that video there, I asked them like, "Hey, can you show me like a little dance?" And they're not necessarily professionals. These are just people who get together every week and just dance and put on a song from Ecuador, and they get together and they showcase this
What
for
was the
Las Vegas.
coolest thing you saw there? Was it the dancing, or I know like obviously they had all the whole center set up?
Yeah. I would say, oh, that's a tough one because everything was honestly so cool and vibrant and beautiful.
It's cool when you go on a story like that where you're
Yeah.
just sort of taken back by everything that's happening, and that's the part of the job that is kind of cool. And you get to
Right.
immerse yourself in, you get to immerse yourself in a million different subjects. That's part of being a reporter, but in different cultures and kind of seeing stuff where you go, I don't know what I'm going to put in this story because there's
Yeah.
so much stuff
There's
here
so
to show.
much. There's so much. I would say the dancing.
Okay.
I would say the dancing 100%. They just got together. So it was a woman and a man, because usually the dancing involves that partnership. And right away they were like, yeah, we'll show you, no problem. And they were like, wait, let us rehearse a little bit, like. But they did so amazing, and you could just tell how happy they are when they're dancing. You see it in their faces. And especially, they told me, for anyone in the community who even shows interest in what they're doing, that just lights their face up. And they're just happy to do it. There's really no reward besides getting to show the community what they're all about.
You talked a little bit about being immersed in the culture, obviously in this exhibit, but also how you found the story and you went to this award show. Let's talk a little bit about finding stories, because there might be somebody that watches this because they click on the Ecuadorian, link, and they go, I've got a story idea for Carla. So you have really, immersed yourself in the Latino culture here in Las Vegas. As we are outsiders, we're in here, but this is our home, and so you've immersed yourself in that, and you're telling those stories. So first, anything you're working on, you want to tell us about? Hint, hint, a little tease, and then also, how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah. So, well, obviously people can get in touch with me on social media, and they can email me. My email's on the website. Yeah. And when it comes to finding stories, it really is just going out into the community. And so I remember my first couple of weeks when I first got here, and I knew that I was going to be covering this type of story. I went to like every Latino event that you can think of. And so it's been really, really cool, because I really have found that there is a big Latino population here in Las Vegas. And I think I discovered that my first week, even being here, just going to the grocery store and finding so many people who spoke Spanish. That was really cool to see. And so I always say, like, everybody has a story. And it's really cool when people will come up to me and tell me, like, hey, there's this going on or that going on. But it's been really cool, just like, kind of like you said, just really being here with the Latino community, going to these kind of events. And I really enjoyed going to the Latino Honor Awards. I mean, that was really cool to see. And just seeing how many Latinos there are in our community that are leaders and making a difference in our community. So many cool people. There was one person there who had started a mental health sort of practice called Fuente de Vida, and they're all about, helping Latinos with their mental health. There was a tortilla chip factory owner who was the first tortilla chip factory here in Las Vegas. They do tortillas too. But there's just so many cool people in our community, and they all have a story, and it's really cool to be able to share that with our community here in Las Vegas.
And we should add, Carla's not just doing stories for Fox 5 Vegas. You're also part of Vegas Hoy, which is our daily Spanish language newscast that airs, it's online. And it's just expanded, right, to 5 o'clock as well?
Yeah, we just expanded. I mean, we started this Vegas Hoy, and it feels like it was just yesterday, but now it's been months. And so we've been able to tell these stories in Spanish to our Latino community who only speak Spanish. And so it's been really awesome, getting to tell these stories in both languages. And it's not just, a story about anything, but it's stories that directly pertain to the Latino community. And getting to do that has been such a joy, truly, because it's about informing not only English speakers, but now also Spanish speakers. And Vegas Hoy has been a really cool way of doing that. So the one that I anchor airs at 11 o'clock in the morning, and now Alexandra Martinez is anchoring our 5 p.m. show. And that's been really cool to see how fast that has grown.
Yeah. I've only been here a few months, and it's grown already, adding additional. There's enough interest and enough people out there that either maybe they speak English and Spanish, but they prefer to get their news in Spanish because it's their first language. And so they're logging in multiple times a day to get that. So it is on vegashoy.com, vegastoday.com in English, but vegashoy.com. Obviously, fox5vegas.com for all of Carla's stories that are in English and the one we just talked about at the Ecuadorian Center. That story's all in fox5vegas.com, also on Fox 5 Vegas Plus, the streaming app. And we'll see you next time. Carla, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Tom.